Guess who got a camera that I can't use? I'm actually so excited to have this. You're gonna have to bear with me now. I was like, no, I'm not gonna video anything today. Like, look at me. And then I was like, stop doing that. Like, no one cares. So here we are. I'm just off a client call with, onboarding call with a returning client. So this client was with me last year for a few months and she's back. It's always a huge compliment when clients come back because it means that they were satisfied with my service, which is so important to me. Okay, so I have had two football tournament weekends the past 2 weeks. What? So like last weekend was in Malaysia. I was playing at the South Asian Games. Taiwan don't send a team to that, so I was playing for Cambodia. And the weekend before that was in China. So I've been traveling the past 2 weeks and there's been alcohol the past 2 weeks, which for my body, like my body's like, well, actually it feels quite good now, but I'm being a bit dramatic there. I only had like 2 drinks one of the nights and 3 drinks the other night, but still, like, I think that's my first time to drink all year, but I feel pretty fine. But just got off the flight this morning, weighed myself, which I didn't do because I was like, what weight am I? It's because I'm supposed to be doing my daily weigh-ins on Instagram, but I've been away from my scales for like a week. So I went on the weekend away, came back, weighed myself, and I was up like 3 kg. And then it basically dropped a kg every day, but then I went away again. And this is why I wanted to do those daily weigh-ins on Instagram, even though I would have started it like the end of April to the end of June, essentially. So it's just over 2 months. It's 65 days. I was like, oh, I won't share it because it's going to be too hectic. And I was like, no, that's even more of a reason to share it because you're going to show the madness of the fluctuations. So basically the lowest weight I saw there like 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago was 86 kg. I came home from the flight this morning and I was 91.9 kg, which is 92 kg basically, which is 6 kg heavier than I was this time 2 weeks ago, which is pretty much half a stone. And I just can't wait to put that on Instagram. And because I know tomorrow I'm probably going to be down a kg or two, and the next day I'm going to be down a kg, and I'd almost go as far to say this time next week I'll probably be back in the 86s, because I know the past 2 weeks, even though I had busy weekends and the odd drinks and there was travel and everything, I know I was either in a deficit or worst case scenario at maintenance. And I intentionally ate at maintenance the day before the football tournaments and the day of the football tournament because I wanted the energy on the pitch. Like carb loading essentially. But the days after I just went right back to normal. So yeah, I know I was in a deficit or at maintenance, so like it's physically impossible that I've put on body fat. It's definitely impossible for me to have put on 6 kg of body fat, because that would have been, I'm actually going to do the maths and put it here, like it would have been thousands of calories over my maintenance that I just simply didn't eat. So what this video is going to be, I'm actually going to, for the next 7 days up until this time next week, essentially, it's now Friday. It's Friday the 29th of May. I'm going to do this until maybe next Friday, Saturday or Sunday. I'll see. And show you how the scales does drop. So I'm going to insert this morning's daily weigh in here. It's just, I want to show the vastness of how the scales can fluctuate depending on your lifestyle factors at that time. However, June is a very calm month for me. Well, logistically and schedule wise. I've got no travel planned and I don't want to. I literally plan on just working as usual, training, just sleeping, like normal routine. So I would hope in June that I will see something in the 85s. Sorry, how is that 6 minutes? That's not okay. Morning. I didn't realise that if I was going to be showing my daily weigh-ins and talking so much, it's all going to be me in the morning, which is not the best TV. I did nothing extraordinary yesterday to make up for any of the extra calories that I didn't really have though. See, it's mad, like you think you're off track. We obviously don't use those terminologies here, but like you think you're off it when actually, like, I've tracked absolutely everything, went back, and like there's one maintenance day there from Thursday. You know what I mean? Like, you think you're off just because you've been out of your normal routine and stuff, but like, I'm not, and I wasn't. I just went back to normal, And this morning the scales is down like a kg and a half, something like that. I was 89.6. Saying that though, like that's still an extreme spike compared to 86 kg 2 weeks ago. So today, if I wanted to get that down like quickly, which I wouldn't adjust my life to get it down quickly, but if I did, I would make sure to just be in my normal routine, get loads of sleep, drink loads of water. But today I'm going for a hike and to the beach with my friends. So that's actually probably going to throw it up a little bit, as in it might not drop as much tomorrow. Because ultimately there's going to be inflammation from the hike. Hopefully I'll stay hydrated, but I might get a little bit dehydrated from the sun and the beach and the sea and everything. And as a response to that, your body holds more water. I'm blessed with the digestion that if I'm not near a toilet today, I won't need to go. But that does leave you then that, there are days where you don't go, and I'm just being very honest with that here. So that's also going to have an impact on the scales. And of course, just putting all this out here for it to click with some of you and help you with your scales frustrations, because mine, it means nothing to me now. So yeah, today was down a kg or so, and I honestly expected to just keep going like that to get me right back down to 86s. Like maybe there's a bit of fat gain from the past 2 weeks. I don't think so from what I've tracked and stuff, but even if there's like half a kg, it's not a big deal. We just lose it again. So yeah, that's the ska.
Hello.
你好。Morning. I'm just putting on sun cream to head out for my walk. Any mess behind me, please ignore. I think I might have said this already. Again, it's not a good idea that these are all in the morning. But I'm in the process of moving, and yeah, it's just messy. But yesterday I would have said that I was heading out for a hike, went to the beach, ended up at the beach like way longer than anticipated, and didn't get home till like, I don't think I was home here till 10:30. So that was like a whole day out. Tried to drink enough water, but like it's just impossible because you're also trying to balance not needing to pee on a hike. So when you are dehydrated, your body will hold water as well. Obviously, because you're dehydrated, your body's not going to let go of the water that's in there. Sorry there. I still haven't figured out how to use this camera, so sorry if you just got a preview of my boobs. And then, although I was within my calories, nutrition wasn't the best because I was going on a hike. I didn't want to bring like a huge lunch or whatever, so I brought my breakfast, but lunch and dinner was like pizza. Well, dinner was pizza, and I would never eat pizza. Like I'm not being like, I didn't eat pizza, I didn't eat carbs. I love carbs and I love pizza. It's just not something I tend to eat. I don't know. Is it living in Asia? Like I tend to go for like Japanese food and stuff when I'm out. So I just wouldn't really eat pizza. And I just know that like my body doesn't respond to it the best. Like it's not bad, but anyways, I just know that that's all the reasons that I'm not down. I had a great sleep. And digestion wise, things have definitely been slow for a couple of days. But it's how quickly that scale number will drop down that will show that it's not fat gain. So like I said 2 or 3 weeks ago, went from like 89 to 88 to 87 all in a couple of days, and then I was gone off again, wasn't near my scales, but I know the next day would have been in the 86s. Like I was right back to normal because I was at maintenance all weekend, if not below. And it's the same as the past week. Now there's definitely been 2 more maintenance days than I would have liked, but it's just the way it went, and I'm not beating myself up over it. It's not that deep. Just travel days, the past 2-3 weeks have been chaotic. The past 8 months have been chaotic. But yeah, so June is like really, really calm. So I'm looking forward to seeing the progress then. But I just wanted to make sure that like I'm emphasizing fat loss and fat gain is done over a consistent period of time. It's not something that happens overnight. So the fact that I'm up near 90 now, which is wild, it's just not fat gain. And when I drop down to like 88, 87 in a couple of days, it's also not going to be fat gain. It's just not possible to lose or gain fat that quickly. I've nothing real planned for this week. I'm going to have breakfast with a Taiwanese family that I've known for 6 or 7 years now. And then I'm going to have I'm going out for my walk first. And then I'm going to have football training, which I'm excited for. And then I'm just going to talk to my mum and my dad, set myself up for a good week and get a good night's sleep. Really can't figure out this camera, not gonna lie. Yeah, I can't remember what I was this morning, but somewhere still 2 or 3 kg up. Monday morning now, I'm on my way to the gym to do a full body strength session. I just kind of wanted to emphasize that, like, when I see those big spikes post travel, but not even post travel, like even if it's post weekend for you, like I know it's bank holiday in Ireland last weekend, when I see a big spike with loads of underlying factors, I just go right back to normal. Like, I literally just do my same gym sessions, do my same steps, my same coffee walk. I'm gonna eat my same meals. Like, I don't do anything extreme. I don't cook calories super low. I don't like pound the pavements. I just go right back to normal, and that's what I highly recommend you do too. So yeah, Monday morning I would expect a slight spike-ish. Tomorrow, I mean, you know, there might be a drop and then a spike or something like that. Like, it's hard to predict. But because I haven't been strength training for the past two or 3 weeks with the football tournaments, and I was just resting outside of that in terms of like high steps and the odd run. So like, when you haven't strength trained for a while and then you go back, you'd usually get a little bit of soreness, and that soreness is naturally inflammation in the muscles, and although it's positive, it's still inflammation in the muscles, which draws water into the muscles, and therefore it's water retention. Literally the whole purpose of this video is to show that the vastness of the fluctuations and the spikes, and how just going back to normal is the answer. Have a good day. I started a step challenge in June for all my clients, past clients and current clients, using the Step Up app. So basically just the winner is the person who gets the most steps. And I'm not trying to win because, I mean, of course I'd love to win, but I mean, like, I'm not going to like go out of my way. But I also do want to lead by example. And I do try aim for around 15,000 steps a day, kind of regardless. Now, in Ireland, I lower this slightly. But living in a city, I just feel like 15,000 is, there's no excuse, you know. I mean, it does get very hot in Taiwan, so that's why I try to get a lot of my steps in the evening. So yeah, I'm really excited to do that. I love the prospect of, or the idea of knowing that I'm getting the girls up and moving more, and you just can't beat a step challenge, can you? Hello, Tuesday, 2nd of June now. I'm almost finished check-ins for the day. I'm waiting for another 1 or 2 clients' check-ins to come through. But it was a bank holiday Monday in Ireland, so it's to be expected. I'm shocked they've Volvic in Taiwan. I was in Carrefour earlier. Now it actually makes a lot of sense because Volvic is from France, right? And Carrefour is French. I was like, oh my god, it just feels like a little taste of home, even though it's French. I think I was in the 88s this morning. Obviously, I'll put the number here. And something I wanted to talk through there as well is, I think sometimes when you come back from holidays and you do see that spike, and I would often be saying like it'll come down in a couple of days, but also like it's not guaranteed to come down in a couple of days. And I know I'm still not like fully back to normal. I can feel it like in my fingers, and you know, I can just feel it in myself. Like I'm not back to normal, and that's okay. As in, I've been back eating normal and moving normal, but obviously the scales just hasn't caught up yet. I have like a muscle here, it's my delt, and on my back as well, and like when I'm bloated they like disappear. So this morning I did, like, I was looking at my back in the mirror as I was leaving the room, and those muscles are back. So that's an example of like water weight on my back, like water retention on my back, puffiness on my back, do you know what I mean? And I'm just saying all of this to just draw attention to all of the things that cause that water retention and how it is real, like it's there and it's physical. But other than that, I feel pretty good, like in my clothes and stuff. But I would imagine that I'll probably be down to the 87s pretty quick. I mean, ideally I'd be back to the 86s where I left off, but that might not happen. And I think that that's important to emphasize as well. Like, I don't think I've put on weight in the past couple of weeks, put on body fat in the past couple of weeks. As in, like, you know, I tracked, I know my numbers. I shouldn't have. However, One, if I did, it's not a big deal. Might be half kg, we just lose it again. And two, like, yes, I did track everything, and technically going by my numbers, I shouldn't have put on weight. But there was a lot of eating out, and with eating out, you just can't track the like hidden oils and stuff. Like, even though I was getting like vegetables and asking for no oil and stuff, you just don't know. Obviously, it just wasn't me cooking the food. So even though I don't think I've put on body fat, if I did, we just lose it again. Also, like, I know sometimes I try to like, not justify, but explain the spikes on the scales. And that's just to educate, like, for myself. You know, I'd kind of have a think before I get on. I'm like, yeah, probably going to be up today or probably going to be down today or whatever. But like tonight, I football. And I'm going to go for a 5k, an easy 5k before it. And I've calls late tonight. Usually I do late night calls on a Tuesday. So I might not get to sleep till around midnight. I know it's a little bit hypocritical because I'm always banging on about sleep. But every other night of the week, I go to bed on time and all of that. But I would anticipate being up tomorrow. It might not be. But it's important to like anticipate what's ahead if the scales does bother you. And then at least you're able to understand if it's going to be up. And I mean, sometimes you think it's going to be up and it's not. Sometimes you think it's going to be down and it's not. So it's just a mind game. Right, two things. Firstly, back in the 87s today, from just doing nothing but other than going back to normal, which I know I keep saying, but I can't emphasize enough. You just need to go back to normal when you've had a big spike like that, because it inevitably happened for a reason, you know. So yeah, just back to my normal steps, back to normal foods. Even had a brunch out this morning actually, but I just had eggs and sourdough. It's not a big deal. Like, am I going to be able to track it perfectly? No, but the rest of my meals this week, the majority of my meals every week, are made by me and I know what's in them. So I also just want to talk about the likes of Coke Zero or like fizzy drinks, or what do you call them, like 0 calorie drinks and stuff. In a deficit, I will have one of these, not every day, but most days. But I don't really like to have them when I'm not in a deficit. Now, I don't want to demonize them. Personally, I just find they make me bloated. I don't think artificial sweeteners really agree with me. I don't feel great after them. And like, you know, they're not, fizzy drinks, not good for your teeth. Like, I don't want to be consuming them on a regular basis. However, sometimes in a deficit, they do curb a sweet craving. So to be honest, for fat loss, I do recommend them. But I'd always be encouraged to knock it into a habit. So that's why I say I have them most days. Like, I wouldn't have it every day, and I don't want to get to a stage where I have it every day. I don't believe they're good for you. Like, they're proven not to be bad for you in terms of like the artificial sweetener, but just not something I really encourage myself or want to encourage others to have. A couple of weeks ago, oh sorry, it's a new day as well, I'm still in the 87s. A couple of weeks ago on my Instagram, I shared more about sports nutrition. I actually got really good feedback. So I'm just going to share a little something here. So this is my lunch. As you can see, it's literally, I'm sorry, I didn't try and make this aesthetic because I give up, guys. It's just prawns and vegetables, and I have a bit of mayonnaise in there as well for fats, but there's no carbs. And this is because later I will be hosting a run. Well, that actually sounds really dramatic. Just a few of the football crowd getting together, but I organised it for a 5k. So I know I'm going to be running later, and I'm just saving my carbs for my meal before that. So I would never usually have a meal like completely without carbs, only if I was exercising later in the evening. So like later on, I'm literally going to have a plate of potatoes. And this is how, in a deficit, you can still perform or still focus on your training and make sure you're getting the most out of your training, because I'm just about to work for 2 or 3 hours now. I don't need those carbs yet, but I'm going to have them about an hour before the run, and then the carbs will be in my system for the run. So at the end of the day, I'm still getting the same amount of carbs, fats and protein. I'm just spacing them out different depending on my activity. I had to cancel run club because of, I keep calling it run club, because of the weather. It's like really bad thunder and lightning. I doubt it's even going to be possible to see. Anyways, I'm still going to have the same thing. So yeah, I know it doesn't look that nice, but a load of potatoes. It's like 300 grams of potatoes. I still have another meal to go after this as well, but I just wanted to show how I would still consume the same amount of calories, carbs, protein, fats, but just split them out differently depending on how my activity's looking that day. So I want to finish off this vlog. I think it's the 11th of June now. So I would have got back about 10 days ago. And my idea for this vlog was that I would weigh myself and show you the drasticness in how the weight will fly down post holidays, when it's not fat gain, it's just weight gain. Usually it would take my body about a week to calm down or like just get back to normal. So that would have been last Friday. Last Friday I got my period, or Saturday. That caused my weight to spike back up to like the 88. So I'll put them all here. And finally, yesterday I was back down to 87.0. Now, saying that, I would have thought, and what I kind of hoped for this video was that I was going to get back to the 86, because that's what I was pre-trip. But I didn't, which leads me on to my next point. I would say that that is fat gain at this stage. Like, you know, I can't say it's like water weight or post-travel water weight. I would say digestion's still not perfect, but there has to be an element of fat gain there. What I want to emphasize there is, like, on those 2 weeks of travel, a lot of the meals in the first half were like made by me. You know, like when I go on those football tournaments and stuff, I do bring my own food generally, because I want to eat what I know works for me. But the second week, I was in Malaysia and I was in Bali for a couple of days, and I was eating out every day. And although I asked for no oil, although I still tracked absolutely everything, although I was still mindful, the proof is there. Like, there is an element of fat gain. And that's what I want to emphasize, of like, if you're eating out regularly, even though I would think I'm quite good at tracking, I always overestimate, I do ask for no oil, like I'm cautious, it just is what it is. So again, it's not a big deal. I'll just lose the weight again. But it just goes to show that eating out, you just don't know what's in your food. So if you're currently struggling with fat loss or feel like you're anywhere near a plateau or anything like that, unless you are making the majority of your meals, and I'm talking like 90%, you know what's in them, then you can't really call it a plateau, because your calories could likely be a lot higher than you think. And that's just a perfect example of it for me. Like, going by the calories that I ate while I was away, I was either at maintenance or in a deficit. The calories that I tracked while I was away, I was either at maintenance or in a deficit. But I've still ended up probably putting on probably half a kg of fat gain there. So it just goes to show. But still, I enjoyed this video. I liked showing you like the drops and how, I drink hot water most mornings. I think it's like living in Asia has made me do that, like a Chinese medicine thing. But I made it too hot this morning. I like can't drink it. And I'm glad I got to show the fluctuations, but it didn't go right back down to where it was, where I thought it would. And that's okay, because it's a learning curve in itself, in terms of, I thought I tracked accurately, but I obviously didn't get it right. So today I'm going to do a day in the life. So that'll be up in a couple of days as well. As I said, I've no real plan for this YouTube channel. I just want to get back to, I can't use this camera at all. I just want to get back to share my life a little bit more. Life in Taiwan as well. And thank you for watching. Bye.